event of 2024. Our next event will be on Saturday night, January 11th. We'll have more information on that later in the show. You can also check it out on RWA.com. You guys ready for the main event? You're ready to rock? Come on! Come on! Get ready to the contest. Scheduled for one more is a tag team matchup.
Full of moxie and plenty of energy. Bob Whitney ready to kick things off. I am so glad to have him as part of a broadcast team. I really am.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bobby Rossi, I couldn't be more thrilled and more tickled to be here sitting side by side with you, calling this action, but let's get to the entrances here.
Mr. Lust, knowing that you have deep roots within the tag team division, I have to ask, what is your overall assessment of the Monarchy?
Efficient, 100% efficient. They know the rules and they know exactly how to break them, and they also know how to make people bend, and bend the knee that is to the Monarchy.
Interesting take, interesting take. The Monarchy certainly is built up their own throne, if you will. I didn't think these two could take themselves any more serious.
The Queen has requested that you all stand and bend the knee.
How can you stand and bend the knee at the same time?
I think she's asking for them to genuflect, if I'm not mistaken.
Great vocabulary, Bobby Rossi.
Starting the night off with some mixed tag action. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I have been told by the most strongest of authorities that the P in AJP stands for pimp, and next to him is Big Juicy. You are looking at the inaugural matchup of Pimp Juice.
Well, I can tell you what, this young man is anything but not creative. And here, Pimp Juice as it is here to wow the crowd and steal the energy from everybody else in the room.
Well, if there's one thing he's good for turning heads. But I think this pairing here is something that we never realized we need.
It's a fresh new take, and here in professional wrestling, it's never a bad thing to take a risk, and sometimes the risks and the rewards pay off. And look at Pimp Juice. They're getting this crowd riled up, they're getting this crowd excited. I'm ready for some Pimp Juice. What about you?
I could use a swig or two, I'm not gonna lie. This is exciting here. And you know what, I'll be honest with you. I think even the Monarchy's taken back a bit.
Well, the Monarchy just clearly jaw-jacking with the fans out here when they should really be paying attention to AJP and Big Juicy here in Pimp Juice.
I mean, we've seen plenty of these two in action in singles competition. We've seen Big Juicy actually be somewhat of a tag team specialist in her own right. But how these two are going to function as said team, that's yet to be seen. I'm very interested to see myself.
Well, both accomplished singles wrestlers in their own right, and you know, why can't two good wrestlers make a good tag team?
Exactly. I mean, it's not as easy. It's not as simple as that. We do look for this at time for time, especially when we're looking to form some new alliances. But really, it's always a matter of chemistry. You can have matching outfits, or you could have some fancy hats, but do they have the chemistry to stay ahead of the game that the Monarchy plans on running?
And it has yet to be seen if they do have that chemistry, but here in their first outing, I think it's a good chance. Charisma, talent, and just overall entertainment in the ring in the corner with Pimp Juice.
You know, there's something to be said for beginner's luck, and there's nothing beginner about either of these two, but a fresh coat of paint, as we're seeing, is just as efficient and the same as a new beginning. I mean, there's something to be said for the way a fella feels after a haircut. And I think we could be seeing that right here, right now. The Johnston Rec Center seems to be in agreement.
They're cheering here for Pimp Juice, and I'm sure if you'd ask the Monarchy, they're being wooed by the crowd. And much to their dismay, the Monarchy is not getting it.
No, they're really not getting the adulation they'd like to receive from the crowd, but stay focused, my friend. Stay focused. Eyes on the prize.
Here, referee TJ Richter here to call this contest straight down the middle. A New England legend in his own right. Should be an exciting contest, Bobby Rossi.
And you know, if there's anybody that should be able to see some of the hijinks that the Monarchy is going to try to pull before it happens, a guy like TJ Richter is that guy, you know?
And the Monarchy trying to get the upper hand here on Pimp Juice.
Well, he didn't want to start off the match like this. He knows damn right well you need starting quarterbacks from each side. But both teams insisted on it. So he's going to be taking somewhat of a liberal approach.
Yeah, a pair of hip tosses send the Monarchy to the outside rail, and BMT's holding his shin.
Doesn't look like either one of the duo of Pimp Juice wants to take to the air. Wisely so, wisely so. Conserve your gas tank, if you will.
But you can see the Monarchy's doing things on their time.
Oh,
and who said chivalry was alive with a kid like BMT?
wow, oh, wow. Oh, behind every great woman stands a very weak man, and there he is.
And your Royal Highness giving him a business. Well,
a little bit of just desserts for BMT. And we are off to an awful start for the Monarchy. Pimp Juice is firing on all cylinders.
Attacking to AJP, and Pimp Juice here trying to get the crowd up on their feet. Excited for this big double back elbow.
And a double to the drop cover. Just a one count. Things are very unraveled early on in this matchup. And I didn't think that the Monarchy would be taken for such a loop early on in this phase of the match. This is throwing me for a loop, if you will.
Well, here's what the Monarchy's doing. Monarchy's running and hiding.
And that's not them. They're not that type. They're very brash. Oh, but putting the cart before the horse was BMT. And look at this. This is the Monarchy we know and hate.
Again, efficient tag team wrestling. I don't agree with the cheating and the underhanded tactics, but you can't argue efficiency.
Hey, something had to change. You know what I mean? The tide was not turning in their favor, and now the Monarchy, playing by their own rules, marching to the beat of their own drums, seem to have found a more efficient rhythm, to your point, Mr. Lust. Ooh! AJP eats a face full of buckle in the process. And this young stallion is going to have to think on his reserves because he's getting the boots put to him right now.
Well, the Monarchy are showing their veteran status as they're cutting the ring off in half. And look how Queen Ariel distracts the referee while King BMT goes ahead and chokes AJP.
It's a constant 2-for-1 special with these two. They've always operated like that. Even when it seems as if they're not on the same page, they jump right back on it. Very odd couple indeed. However, both on the same wavelength. AJP not taking this laying down. Still continues to remain in this fight.
And the disrespect shown by BMT spitting towards Pimp Juice in the corner there, that's just disgusting.
That's very unsanitary. And it's just a lousy move right there.
And as I was saying earlier, Queen and King bending the rules, using their 5 count.
And bending the neck of AJP in the process. That Jezebel.
And AJP is really in the corner. He's got to mount an offense and come back here, or he's going to be done.
He really had, I agree 100%. He's taken a lot of offense at this time. All with one deft maneuver, could he have changed the whole game up? Oh, big forearm.
I love the tenacity and the fire in AJP, but he should have went for an attack there.
You know, I think he could have even gone for a pin attempt, in my opinion. But who are we to say? It's very easy to say what we would have done being from the outside. It's one thing I've learned in my years of sports broadcast. But that right there, this is a mugging. There is nothing sport about this. This is an out-and-out fight.
And the only thing TJ Richter can do is enforce the rules.
Well, I'll be honest with you. The line was blurred from the very get, considering how this match started off. And the Monarchy is good for that. They play by their own rules. It's their M.O.
And that's how they have such success here in the RWA and everywhere here in New England, is by playing by their own rules.
Standing into Gary, lands flush across the temple. Not quite enough to knock out Phoenix. Austin James, one half of Pimp Juice, is still in this.
Fire and tenacity, and AJP isn't going to let him quit, Bobby.
He's in the wrong part of town.
Short arm whip lands him there.
This is not good. He has not had a chance to get over to his side of the ring until just now. We are in the need of some shoes.
He's got to crawl and make the tag. And a tag in to Ariel. Here comes Big Juicy.
Big swing and a miss by the Queen of New England, and it costs her dearly.
With a pair of Polish hammers.
Big splash in the corner. To great avail. Follows through with another big back elbow. Right to the pine. Deep hook of the leg. But leaves herself wide open for attack.
Again, efficient tag team wrestling by King BMT, breaking up that pinfall.
I feel so weird calling them King and Queen. I don't know why.
Self-proclaimed.
There's something disingenuous about it.
Well, you can claim to be a king, man. You can claim to be a queen, but it's what you do with that reign that matters.
100%. And as long as they're reigning terror on their opponents, they are happy as pigs in shit.
And AJP, like a house on fire. But again, the numbers game.
Flush across the jowls. BMT.
Shoe stew for Big Juicy.
Once again, AJP being worked over in their part of town. On the wrong side of the tracks is this young man. Gotta wonder just how much will is left in him.
With underhanded tactics like this, I don't think it has a matter of will.
Backfire 1000. BMT, get ready to sleep on the couch tonight, pal.
High risk.
With no reward in sight, AJP has to capitalize. This is his moment. Gets himself a good hold. Cover here. And we have ourselves a winner. AKA Pimp Juice.
And with a well-placed roll-up, AJP picks up the victory for Pimp Juice, and King BMT is beside himself, Bobby Rossi.
He knows that the worst is yet to come. His night has just gotten very, very long. He's got to ride home with that woman.
You talk about doghouse, he's in the dog hotel.
Man, oh man. Oh, what a terrible way to start off the holiday season for the King and Queen of New England. Pimp Juice, on the other hand, is feeling fine, funky, and fresh. I, on the other hand, am thrilled to have you by my side, Mr. Lush. We are going to call the first half of the action here of the 2024 Thanksgiving Throwdown.
Always a pleasure, Bobby Rossi, and I'm super excited that Thanksgiving Throwdown means a lot to me. I've won a lot of championships here. I've lost a lot of championships here, and this is probably one of my favorite events of the year.
Certainly a cap off to a stellar year indeed. Let's kick it off to our cohort, Mr. Bob Whitney.
And he forgot his queen.
No, he didn't. He was kind of hoping he could just kind of get his neck. Take off.
gets